Hello, my name is Chris, and today I want to share how I found a share house in Australia. And after I sleep in many places like Airbnb and backpackers, I started to find a long-term place for me stay in Australia. And the story begins that I finished the Airbnb, and the landlord of the Airbnb, she took me to the light tram station, and I go to see the landlord in the Gold Coast.
Okay, see you. Thank you. Bye.
And the landlord of the Airbnb, she called Prue, and she is a really nice woman, because after I enter to the Australia, I need to address to receive tax phone number. Tax phone number, like 中文是税号, you need to use it to find a work or something. And she helped me to receive the tax phone number, and she also took me to the tram station. And when I arrived later, and I want to meet the owner of the house. The owner of the house, and she told me she cannot arrive here, and she told some strange English, and I can understand. So maybe I will come back. Now I wanted to go back to the city area and try to find a bus. And fortunately, I find a bus stop by Google Map, and they are nice people. They tell me this stop is the right side. And unfortunately, in the final, the owner said their house is not available now, because someone had rented this house. So, but I'm very fortunate, because the owner of the house, she introduced her friends, and her friends exactly have a vacuum room, so I can just renting the house maybe next week. So some people maybe have room in this place. Your friends, your neighbor.
Yeah, you sit down here. I go to ask. Okay.
And after about a week, I finally found my permanent accommodation. And it's a very long story, because in last time I rent a house with an old woman, and initially she's really nice, but after I come in, she had a lot of rules. You know, the share house, you know everybody share house, but she is too many rules, and she's not mentioned when I see the house, when I interview the house. So after one day, I say I can hang out with I can rent the house with her, because maybe a little things she will control. She tries to control all the guests. So I live at house, and now I'm very lucky, because I just find in the new house on the Gumtree, and this is like a student accommodation. But if you are not a student, you can also rent this house. And this is a kitchen for cooking, and oven for baking, and tap water, and a nice water filter, and big fridge. So I have two vacuum space. The flatmate is very nice. And you can see the outside of the student accommodation. It's almost like in the Taiwan accommodation, but it can have swimming pool and gym, and it can be free to use, and it's really peaceful, and I love this place. So in summary, I will learn 2 points. The first point is you must to know the personalities of the landlord, because the landlord, the owner of the house, she will or he will decide your rules or your payments, all the things, and different from the landlord in Taiwan. In Australia, because almost all the house is the share house, so you need to live with the landlord. So you need to know the personalities of the landlord. Maybe he will tell you need to obey his rule, but his rule, if you cannot accept, after you enter to the house, you will be disappointed. So before you sign the contract, you need to ask everything. Maybe the time you need to go home, or maybe you need to wash something, or eat something. Every details you need to confirm, because in the first landlord, when I eat things, she will stare with me and let me feel some stress, because maybe I use the not correct plate or not correct bowl, and let me feel a lot of stress. But I heard my friends, maybe another friends is maybe young landlord, they were really free. But the disadvantage is that people in the night will be loud, because maybe all the share house is the working holiday person. So it's just depend on your personalities, and you choose the moderate landlord. And the second point is that in Australia, maybe different from Taiwan, you need to, if you sign a formal contract of a house, you need to take care, because in Taiwan, sometimes you need to if you break the lease, maybe you just pay the bond and never receive the bond back to your saving account. But in Australia, if you break this, maybe they will charge you if you rent to or left to 10 months, you need to pay 10 months rent, and you can leave the house. So you need to take care before you sign a contract, because in the second landlord, in the second share house in Australia, I want to break this, and because I want to find a better job, but the better job, and I want to relocate my location to my new company. But if you break this, you need to pay a lot of rent. But it's my situation, not everyone. But I want to remind you this detail. So today my vlog is ending here.